Hi everyone, welcome to Aisha's English Oasis and What's in Your Teaching Toolbox. In this new series, I'll be sharing my teaching tips and advice, materials and resources about various topics. Today's topic is online teaching, the Zoom edition. I'm hoping to do 3 or 4 parts about teaching online. I'll talk a lot about Zoom since it's the platform I've been using to teach online. However, I'm sure that many of the things I'll be saying can apply to other platforms as well. So be sure to take what you can from this. First of all, if you're interested in using Zoom to teach online, here are 11 things you should know. Number 1. Visit the website shown on the screen to find out a bit more about the platform. I'll be sure to put the link in the description box below. Number 2. To fully take advantage of all Zoom has to offer and not worry about time constraints, I'd recommend getting Zoom Pro. With Pro, you can have classes longer than 40 minutes and you can use Zoom's essential apps, which is a real advantage. I'll be talking more about these apps in the second part of this video. All of this information can be found on Zoom's website under Price Plan. You can see some of it shown here. After deciding on your price plan, I'd then recommend going to the download section at the bottom of the homepage and clicking on Meetings Client. This will take you directly to the download center where you can download the Zoom desktop client. This provides easy and quick access to Zoom right on your desktop. In the Zoom desktop client, you'll have fast access to your meetings and settings, and you'll be able to easily check for updates. This is a must-have for both you and your students. Here's an important teaching tip. Make sure that you're having your online classes on a PC or a laptop if you want to make the most out of Zoom. Some features and apps simply don't work on tablets and mobiles. So it's important to tell your students the same thing too. If they really want to get the most out of their online classes, they should be logging in on a PC or a laptop. Tablets and mobiles should only be used as backup devices. Only use them when you don't have a choice. Have them fully charged and within easy reach, just in case something goes wrong with your PC or laptop. Number 5. This brings us to the next point. Make sure that you're using fully functional computer equipment before you go online. Have your mics, speakers, ring lights, and so on in the area in which you're planning on teaching. Number 6. Here's how I like to set up my teaching area. Notice that I like to sit and stand whilst teaching. You may purchase a standing desk or, like me, you may use stools to create the ideal sitting and standing environment. If I'm teaching for about 6 hours, I certainly don't want to be only sitting or standing for that amount of time. I want to be able to sometimes stand and sometimes sit, depending on how I'm feeling and the activity I'm doing. So, this type of working environment and setup works for me. Number 7. Now, here's something interesting that I've done. Instead of forking out for a fancy green screen, I decided to use a green shower curtain instead. The area I wanted to use to have my classes had some pictures on the wall I didn't want to remove. So I decided to drape a green shower curtain over the pictures and the wall, effectively making a pretty good makeshift green screen. Just make sure that you iron the curtain before hanging it up to get rid of its creases and to make sure that it hangs pretty straight. Another tip is to pull it taut and use tacks to keep it in place. Of course, only do these things if you think having a green screen is necessary. You can easily teach without one. Number 8, now that you've downloaded Zoom and you've got all of your equipment, you need to know the platform you're using. There's a learning center on the Zoom website that has tutorial videos for you to watch. I'd also advise sharing this webpage or certain videos with your students before they actually have classes with you. They too must learn how to use Zoom. It's also worth creating a collaborative doc with any other useful tutorials like the ones on YouTube to share with your students. This way, they're well informed before, during, and after your classes. I've also created a visual slide on Google Slides and PowerPoint to use in my classes. So, if students forget how to share their screens or how to use their virtual backgrounds and filters in Zoom, for example, I can talk them through all of that whilst in class with visual aids. I can't tell you how many times I've had to share and use this PowerPoint in class. Number 9. Before your actual Zoom or online class, don't forget to share your class link with parents or guardians and students. I like to do this with a short and sweet email. You may also want to share your personal meeting room link with your students. That way, they have the opportunity to speak to you outside school or class hours if there's something that they have to discuss with you and vice versa. Every Zoom host is given a personal meeting room, so this isn't something you would have to set up yourself. It's also worth setting up a booking page to go with your personal meeting room with a scheduling app like Calendly for your students to use. By doing this, your students can clearly see your availability and meeting hours. And finally, keep all your class links in one document for easy access. Students, parents, and guardians will inevitably lose or mistakenly delete their links, so you'd have to send them again via email or text. Once again, be prepared for anything. Number 10. Talking about being prepared, technical difficulties will occur. I try my best to deal with them the best I can. I like to let my students know what's happening, so I also prepare preset or pre-done virtual backgrounds and messages to keep them informed when something goes wrong, especially if it's taking some time to fix whilst we're in class. I just think this is a nice little touch. Messages about technical difficulties are usually put into the chat box if that's possible, or sent via email or text. Number 11. Whilst planning an online class, I also like to put lesson outlines and objectives, instructions, and tasks on a document so that I can copy and paste them into the chat box, put them up on the digital whiteboard, or put them up on my screen for my students to see. This way, I'm not wasting time. It's really worth preparing anything that will make your lessons go seamlessly. So, this brings me to the end of this part of the video. In the next video, part 2, I'll be talking about actually teaching in Zoom. I'll be in Zoom showing you some of the things I like doing in my classes. See you then. Before I go though, please remember to like and share this video. Plus, comments are always appreciated, so put yours below. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Aisha's English Oasis, and visit my community tab whilst you're there. Until next time, bye!